Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm recording. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back again. My name is Max. If you don't know me, I have a condition called retinitis pigmentosa. It is a condition that causes you to go blind. You are born with it. So at some point in your lifetime, you will go blind. There is no cure. So you're kind of in for the ride as of now. But here on my channel, I do make videos, just educational videos, hopefully for somebody, to learn about people who are folks, or just different ideas for people who are new about being visually impaired or going blind as I am. So it's just to share some information through my experience, my young almost 32 years of experience on this earth and with the situation. But today's video, I wanted to talk about something I was thinking about, just because it's been something I've been dealing with the last few months. But so as I continue to go blind, I'm pretty much at the point where it's like very, very difficult for me to use my phone, just because that although I can see some of the things on my phone, my visual field is just so small, it's hard to make anything out. What I mean by visual field is, for me, it's like looking through straws, and so that tunnel vision is kind of closing in, and it's kind of at its last stages, I would say. So with that said, it's hard for me to see things on my phone. They're like, well, can't you just zoom it in? Well, the problem is, if you zoom it in, it makes things big, and so when things are big, it kind of goes out of your visual field. So some circumstances yes, most circumstances no. It kind of depends. And then also contrast, lighting, all this is a factor at my point in my vision loss. So what I've been doing recently, in the last few months, in the last 6 months or so, is I've been practicing using the narrator both on my computer and then also on my phone. So in this video, I want to talk about the difference between the Android and the iPhone, and which one is better with this, because phones are expensive. I spent $1,000 on my phone pretty much every time I buy a phone, so it's expensive. So I want to tell you about my experience, and hopefully it'll help you when it comes to making a choice when you're blind or visually impaired, and you're trying to figure out what kind of phone to go for. So I'm an Android guy. I've always been an Android guy most of my life. But I did try out an iPhone for about 4 months before I realized I didn't like the platform as much. And I kind of sold it to my, my not roommate, but I sold it to him about 3 months after I had purchased it. I was going to sell it to him sooner, but I had to wait till it was active on my account for 90 days before they unlocked it. So I do have a limited time with the iPhone, and I did try out all the different features when it comes to accessibility, both the magnifier and the narrator and the Siri. And this is what I come up with when it comes to being visually impaired. You know that it comes all about setting up your phones to a way where you're able to see what's on it. And what I mean by that is like using the magnifier, inverted colors, or sometimes it's the window magnifier, or magnifying the whole screen, putting dark mode on your phone, all this kind of stuff, right? So that is the biggest part. And I tried it with both the iPhone and the Android, and I would say this: I believe that Android beats the iPhone over this, mostly because I find the magnifier on the Android a little bit easier. For example, in order to magnify, you just tap the screen 3 times and it zooms, the magnifier opens up, and then you use 2 fingers to kind of scroll around, and then you use 1 finger to move the page up and down. The iPhone, it's a little bit more complicated than that. You have to tap with 3 fingers, and then you have to use 3 fingers to move around, and then I believe you use 2 fingers to move the page up and down. When it comes to zooming in and out with the Android, you just use 2 fingers like you're pinching something, right? So if you want to zoom in, you would put your two fingers together on the screen and then widen it out, right? Kind of like you zoom in, pretty natural. And it's the opposite when you want to zoom out. You bring your fingers together like you're pinching something. For the iPhone, I remember that being a little bit more complicated. And then the other part is when it comes to a lot of visual impairments, different lighting, different contrast is a big factor on how you're able to see things. With that said, I find that Android again beats iPhone over this, just because when you set dark mode on your phone, it tends to put most of your applications in dark mode all across the board, which is very, very useful. And iPhone does have a dark mode, but I found that it does not. A lot of the apps that are made for the iPhone are not that compatible with the dark mode functionalities, which is a pain in the butt, because then you have to go and invert the colors, and then you get all kinds of funny colors, and it just makes that difficult. So when it comes to being visually impaired and just needing to adjust the screen to be able to see it, I see Android is better over the iPhone. Now, here's the second part. As I mentioned before, I've been trying out the speech to text and the narrator. The narrator, pretty much what it does, it reads what's on the screen for you. The speech to text, pretty much you tell your iPhone or Android, for example, what to type or something like this, and it does it for you. Well, which one is better? I tried both the Android, which has Google and Bixby, and then I've also tried Siri, which is on the iPhone. Good morning. And what I've concluded is that by far Siri on the iPhone is way better, does a better job at this than the Android, Google, or Bixby. I find with Google a lot, it messes up my text messages all day long. It's just unreliable, if I'm being honest. As well as Bixby. Bixby does a little bit of a better job, but it's limited on its functionality. Now, oh damn it, I just dropped my coffee. Damn it. I got it. Hopefully I didn't get run over. Sorry folks, I just got out of church and I'm kind of walking home. I had my coffee and my frappe in my pocket. Alright. Back in business. Okay. So when it comes to functionalities like asking Siri to make a phone call or text somebody or open an app, and things like this, I find Siri to be a little bit better. Not by far, but a little bit better in this topic. Now, when it comes to the on-screen narrator, so for example, to read what's on the screen and to navigate using the narrator, honestly, again, I'm gonna have to go for Siri on this one. Siri just does a way better job. The setup of getting around, just relying completely 100% on the narrator. Siri does a better job. Although the narrator functionality on the Android isn't too bad. I find it has a lot of issues reading stuff on the screen, especially in certain applications. So with that said, Siri would definitely beats Android over that. So iPhone over Android. So in conclusion, you're visually impaired, you just need assistance reading the phone, definitely go for Android. Now I'm an Android guy, so I might be a little biased on that, but I'm just saying, as far as functionality and navigating, I think Android does a better job. But when it comes to if you're completely blind and you need a screen reader and you want to more dictate with your voice, your phone, definitely iPhone over the Android with that. And trying to think any other points I want to add onto that. I think that's about it. So hope this helps when making your decision. Again, phones are extremely expensive. So I'm honestly considering probably my next phone being an iPhone, just because I'm at the point where I'm relying more and more on the narrator and the speech to text that I'm considering possibly upgrading to an iPhone. Anyways, I hope this helps you guys. I just want to thank you again for coming into my channel, watching the video. God bless each and every one of you. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the next video, folks. Thanks.